Thank you for joining us at xm.com. This is a special report video. I'm Cristina Marujos. Joining me today is Rafi Boyajian, Senior Investment Analyst. We'll be looking at the euro and Europe's divided response to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, we're in the midst of the virus outbreak. Europe has been hit especially hard. And even though we saw the euro surge in mid-February, it has now come under extreme pressure in the past few weeks. Is there any possibility of a turnaround for the currency anytime soon?
Well, it's not looking very likely that the euro will see a substantial turnaround in the near term, at least. And that's because although there are some signs that perhaps the virus spread is slowing in the hotspots in Europe, mainly in Italy, it's far too early to say that the pandemic is easing. And in fact, in some countries in Europe, the virus cases are still accelerating. So until we see clear signs that we are seeing a convincing trend downwards in terms of the number of new cases being reported in Europe, the euro will likely remain the risk for the euro will likely remain tilted to the downside. Having said that, although we may yet see further declines in the euro, it's unlikely we're going to get a sharp sell-off like we did in other currencies such as the pound and the Australian dollar. And that's because the euro, first of all, did enter this crisis very much undervalued against the US dollar. So it might have limited scope for a further downside. And also the euro does have underlying support that other risk-sensitive currencies don't, which is the Eurozone does have a current account surplus, and also German bonds are very much safe haven assets. So all of that could provide some underlying support for the single currency.
Now, we saw the Eurozone, like many countries around the globe, take measures to help its economy tackle with the virus outbreak's consequences. However, it appears that it wasn't enough to lift the single currency or even investor sentiment. Now, there's a lot of talk going on now about Euro bonds, the Corona bonds, as they have been dubbed by some. Some countries are in favor, but without Germany's approval, which for now doesn't seem too enthused, they cannot go forward. How do you think this will play out?
Well, that is right. So Germany, along with other fiscally conservative countries such as Netherlands, they are still very much opposed to having a common bond issuance for the euro area, where the debt burden would be shared across all member states. But despite that, we are seeing some indications that perhaps their tone is easing somewhat, and they are more open to the idea of Corona bonds, and especially if we were to see this crisis get worse, or maybe even once things start to recover and we start to see the full scale of the damage and how much help is actually required to help the Eurozone economies recover, maybe countries such as Germany might start to come around to the idea of Corona bonds. For now, though, it's not looking very likely, and this could potentially weigh on the euro. But it is looking, though, quite certain that EU leaders will at least agree to some additional measures and probably find other ways of raising fresh funds to help virus-stricken European economies.
Rafi, thank you for joining me today. This was a special report video. Thanks for watching at xm.com.